gosh, I have to go to this event, but I don't know anybody. What if they don't like me? And if they do like me, what if I don't like them? And how am I going to retract myself from that kind of situation? I don't even know what I would say. Oh, what if they bring up this part about me? Oh my God, I know that they will. I know that they will. Oh, and I don't like that part about me. So what am I going to say? Okay, right when I get there, I need to go straight to the bar, get a drink so that I at least have something to clutch onto and keep me distracted and keep me preoccupied during awkward phases of the night. Okay, and then after that, I need to think of a lie so that I can leave early. What should that lie be? Ooh, they have me on social media, so I know that it has to be somewhat factual. Okay. If this is you, then you need to watch this video because unfortunately, so many people today are anxious. And if they're not anxious, they're depressed. And if they're not depressed, they're both anxious and depressed. So there has been a very big increase in the amount of teens and young adults who are depressed and anxious. And while we can sit here and talk and ponder as to why this is, instead, I'm going to offer you some facts and some perspective that will help you to not be under this label anymore, to help you not consider yourself a socially anxious person, okay? So first, I'm going to explain the biology behind why you are the way that you are, and this will help you detach and be less hard on yourself. And then I'm going to offer you some action steps that you can do to help you have a better mindset, a better energy, a more grounded stance before entering a social situation. Okay, so let's start with the biology because that is the foundation as to why you are the way that you are. Unfortunately, a lot of us have this moral judgment about why our bodies are doing what they need to do. There is this moral judgment placed on what is happening to your body. But what is happening to your body is a result of a function that it needs to perform. It's just simply showing up for you and doing the task that it needs to perform. Your heart, it needs to beat, okay? It doesn't go and call in sick ever or ask for a 2-week vacation. It always shows up for you. So the reason why you are being so hard on yourself for having tight vocal cords or sweaty palms or an increase in heart rate when you're about to enter a social situation is because you're so detached from your own biology and why it needs to do these things. It's simply trying to protect you, okay? So remind yourself of this. Remind yourself that your body is there to protect you, and that's why it's doing those things, because it's just a natural reaction. Now, how come some people have this kind of reaction where they have an increase in heart rate, tightness in the vocal cords, increase in perspiration, and some people don't? Well, the reason is because some people are born with a high reactive amygdala. In previous videos, I have talked about the amygdala. The amygdala is part of the limbic system, and it is the part of the brain that is responsible for picking up the information that is around you and signaling to the rest of the brain how to respond to that information. And they have found that children who are born with a high reactive amygdala tend to grow up to be introverts because a high reactive amygdala means an increase in sensitivity to stimuli, aka information that is around you. And because you are naturally more sensitive to this information, you elicit a more reactive response to that information, right? Your brain will tell you to respond in a more reactive way than kids who were born with a less reactive amygdala because they're less sensitive to the information around them. So knowing this, you can begin to understand why you are the way that you are. It's simply because you were dealt that card in life, the card of having a high reactive amygdala. And I know you can have the perception that it sucks because it makes you, in your mind, be less favorable to people when you enter social situations because you think that they can read this from you. But the bottom line is the amygdala that you were born with is outside of your control. And while you can blame God, the universe, whatever you believe in, for gifting you or cursing you, you probably think, with this amygdala, you need to take responsibility for it. Because yes, those parties could be the blameworthy person or entity or thing, but they are not responsible for making your life better. You are. All it's trying to do is protect you, and you want to make it harder to do that job by feeding it negativity and false perceptions and a false narrative about life? No, don't do that. Don't do it like that. It shows up for you every single day, okay? Have some more respect for it. Have some more kindness towards it, some more empathy for it. So, how do we be responsible for the nervous system that we have, aka the amygdala that we are born with? Well, we embrace it. Now that you know that your body is just trying to protect you, it's less personal. It's less about you because you didn't get to choose your amygdala, right? Something else, whether it's God or the universe, whatever you believe in, chose that for you. So, yeah, it's your responsibility to make your life the best with what you have, but also this kind of gives you the freedom to just be like, you know what? I don't have to blame myself so much for being the way that I am because my body is literally just trying to protect me. Like, this is just the hand that I was dealt. Okay? And isn't that a beautiful thing? So when you do feel yourself sweating more and getting tighter vocal cords and feeling an increase in heart rate when you meet new people, you instead can thank your body for trying to protect you and for doing its job and for being there for you, rather than thinking, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? I'm so flawed. Instead, you direct your response to these bodily reactions to being like, wow, I'm so appreciative that my body is doing this for me. And that will cause less judgment over yourself, which is the root as to why you are socially anxious, because you think that you are flawed in some way. When really, yeah, you can be at a biological disadvantage, but it's not even your fault. So stop being so hard on yourself. Also, you need to really understand and remember and affirm that people don't care about you as much as you think that they do, okay? Their thoughts and their judgments about you are not as heavy and important to them as you think that they are. Yes, they can probably make a judgment in their head when they see you wear something or like how you talk or how you act and, immediately judge you because we're very visual creatures and we like to compare. So that's just natural. That's just in our nature. But it's not like they stay thinking about that through the rest of the night. No, they go on to think about their own insecurities, their own flaws, their own goals that they want to accomplish. Okay, so people are very self-centered in that way. We always retreat back to our own inner world. So people don't think of you as much as you think that they do. They don't care about you as much as you think that they do. And yes, this is a good thing, okay? Because this tells you that the reality that you think is true in your head actually isn't true, because everybody is experiencing reality different through the lens in which they have, okay? And that lens could be their own insecurities, their own goals, their own values, their own norms, and that is leading them to have a different perception of reality than you, okay? So stop taking things so personally and thinking that the world revolves around you, because it doesn't, okay? It's like all these socially anxious thoughts that you're having. Also, but I say that because you're thinking that because you think that everybody is like honing in on you. No one is. Now that we know the biology, here is an action step that I need you to take. You need to calm your energy down. And by doing this, you will be more grounded, more level-headed, and more confident when entering a social situation. So how do we calm our energy down? Meditate, okay? Yeah, you could do some breath work, but I think meditation is more effective because it infiltrates your subconscious. And so that way, when you go into a situation, you are operating from a place of being rewired, okay? So there's a meditation that I love. It's Aaron Doughty's Love Meditation. The specific title is Most Powerful Meditation for Attracting a Relationship. And I swear by this meditation. I know what you're thinking. I'm not trying to attract a relationship, because when we hear relationship, we immediately think a romantic relationship. But no, this could be any type of relationship, right? And when you are going into a social situation, you are hoping that you make a connection with somebody, that somebody likes you and someone accepts you and validates you. So this will help rewire your subconscious mind to help you make that easier for you, make those connections easier. Why? Because it cleanses out your energy and it raises your vibration, and people can feel that. People respond to energy. People will respond positively to this change in energy because they can literally feel it. And this is true because I've been hanging out with the same people for 3 years, the same people that I party with, and I've received way more compliments since doing this consistently in my life than ever before. Because in the past, yeah, people will compliment me here and there, but now it's like, oh my gosh, because why? It's not that my appearance changed or that I necessarily did anything different. No, it's that they can sense the energy. And I swear by it. Okay, so you just got to do it. Please listen to it before you go out, and I swear it is going to elevate you and people are going to notice. So Aaron Doughty's Love Meditation, it's like 15 minutes long, right before you go out. Get your headspace right, feel grounded, and attract what you want. It'll happen. Now, the third thing is having a sweet spot, okay? So because we have this amygdala that is just more reactive than others, if you consider yourself an introvert or somebody who is like the introduction that I portray, you know, being like, oh my gosh, social interactions, you need to have a sweet spot. So yes, the meditation will work. Yes, the understanding of our biology helps, but there are still times where you are overstimulated, right? Where you're like, oh gosh, I'm feeling drained. I feel like I'm like getting more tense. You need to have a sweet spot. And a sweet spot could be going to the bathroom and doing some breath work, right? Finding a place within the place that you're in that has the least amount of stimuli and getting back to homeostasis in that space by doing some breath work. That will help a lot too. Okay, so I hope that these tips helped, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.